Right, hello students. I know we've had a lot of practice with talking about hurt or hurts, and you guys asked some really good questions about why. So, to review, one eye, hurt or hurts, S or no S, right? One eye hurts, one eye hurts. But two eyes hurt, right? So hurt, ow, 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 it hurts. Hurt, pain, ouch, right? One eye hurts, two eyes hurt. So there are a couple of different things we need to know about grammar if we want to understand why this is. Many of you know this in your own languages, but here's an explanation in English. Let me move my face. So what we have is a verb pattern, right? Something that we know will repeat, and we'll talk about that in a moment as well. So our pattern is I hurt, right? So me, I hurt, you hurt. He, she, or it hurts. It hurts. We hurt, right? All of us, maybe the whole class is hurt. We hurt. And then they hurt. That class hurts. Maybe PM3 fell down a hill. They all hurt. They hurt. So what we have here, the green is our verb, right? Verbs are special words that show action or how you feel and other things, but we won't talk about that right now. And the words in black are called subject pronouns, and we'll talk about those in a moment. Right, so I talks about me. You talks about that person. He, I know some of you know this, he talks about a man or a boy, or something that is a boy, like a boy dog. Like, oh, you're such a good boy, a good dog. She is a woman or a girl, and it is like a mug or a pen or a table, right? So something with no gender, no grammatical gender is what we call that. So, and then we hurt, that is a group of people where the person talking, the speaker, is included. You and me, we, well, you and I, we together. And they talks about a group of people that I am not a part of. So, and we have a picture for that in a moment. But first, let's talk about this next concept, talking about one thing, right? One cat, this is a cat. Versus if you talk about more than one thing, some of the words change grammatically, right? So more than one cat. We would say these are 6 cats. This is 1 cat. These, these are 6 cats, right? So it could be 2 or more, right? These are 2 cats. These are 3 cats. So this is called plural. So one thing is singular, 2 or more, plural. So singular and plural, speaking of cat. This is my cat, and she wants attention. Very good. Singular and plural. All right, so that's another thing we need to think about. So, are we talking about one thing or more than one thing? Okay? So here are our subject pronouns, right? We have I, we have you, he, she, it, we, and they. So let's think about it. I. Is I talking about one person or more than one? Good, right? I is one person. What about you? In English, this you is talking about one person. Sometimes we have you all, and there's different words for that. We'll talk about that not in this video, right? So you is talking about one person, not myself, but one person, singular. You, singular. Next, he, right? That one man, that one boy, he, singular, right? She is also singular. right? One woman, one girl. Next, we'll think about it. It is singular, right? One thing, singular. A pen, a cup, a mug, a laptop, a thing. One thing, singular. Now we move on to we, right? This whole group of people in this picture. We is plural. We is plural, two or more. And then they. See how the speaker is talking to a group that is not herself? So they. They is plural. Right? So we just need to know what we're talking about. One or more than one. Hold on, moving on. I'll be right back. There we go, I had to fix my PowerPoint. So we also want to talk about regular versus irregular. So we talked about this with our verb pattern. We're going to talk about regular and irregular verbs. And we're going to see in the rest of this video the pattern for regular verbs, but just so we can compare and contrast what regular versus irregular means, right? So regular is something like this. Doot, 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 doot. Regular. All the same. We know what comes next. Versus irregular. That means not regular. Is something maybe like doot, doot, huh? Doot, 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 right? Irregular. We don't know what comes next. It might look kind of similar, but it's not the same. It's less predictable is another word. There's no pattern that we know of, right? Or it's more difficult to see the pattern. So some verbs look like this, regular versus irregular. So if we go all the way back to our hurt and hurts, you can see how hurt is an example of a regular verb. So a regular verb. Right, hurt, hurt, hurts, hurt, hurt. This follows the same pattern as many other verbs in English, as we'll see. There's no S on anything except for he, she, and it words. So let's get back to where we were, because I don't want to click on all the dots. So let's look at some more regular verb patterns. So my face is going to cover that up though, because I didn't make enough room. So first verb we'll look at is run. Right? We talked about this in class. Some of our students go, they run every day. So I run. You run. But he, she, or it runs. There's that S, runs. And we or they, we run together. They run from a bear, right? They run. Like, I'm glad I'm not running from a bear. I'm glad it's them. They're running from a bear. Good. So I run, you run, he runs. Moving on. This is, right, eat. I eat, you eat, she eats. We eat, right? We eat together. Another example of a regular verb. Sleep, right? I sleep. You sleep. You can probably guess what this next one is. I'll give you a moment to think. He or she or it sleeps. Very good. And then we sleep. They sleep. Very good. So you can also see when you substitute in other words for our subject pronouns, right? Because that's what pronouns are. They stand in the place of other words, right? So instead of he, we could say Carlos. Carlos runs. I run. Carlos runs. You run. Carlos runs. Right? He runs. We could also talk about Fatima, right? You eat. Fatima eats. Right? He or she eats. Right? So we will use this idea when we talk about our body parts, right? So our body parts would be it, right? It or they. It or they. And we'll talk about that in a moment. So Carlos and Fatima, right? So just remember, I sleep, you sleep, both singular. He, she, or it sleeps, singular, but plural is we and they, right? So we and they. So we have our hurt, hurts verbs here now. And we'll talk about this again. We want to look at it and they. We're going to look at it and they. So we don't need these. Right, so one eye. Remember, one eye. It hurts. My eye hurts. It hurts. But if we have two eyes, right, two or more, they hurt. It hurts, they hurt. My two eyes, they hurt. So, let's see if you can do this one on your own. 4 fingers, hurt or hurts? You tell me. And then 1 finger, hurt or hurts? Tell me. Good job. Oh, I should put the answers up. 4 fingers hurt, they hurt. 1 finger hurts, it hurts. Oh, I also wanted to say sometimes we have irregular plurals, right? So 1 tooth hurts, 2 teeth hurt, 2 teeth hurt, right? 1 foot hurts, 2 feet hurt. Very good. So that's another bonus example. A lot of you probably already knew that though. All right, very good.